Hey, everybody, Dave here. Hope you're having an awesome day. So, I am on my quest of doing robots for 1 year, and I've built multiple bad guys, and I've gotten so many comments saying, hey, where is the good guys? And so today, I'm going to try and build my first good guy out of this old Ghostbuster character, and he may even be my main hero character. So, let's see what we can do. All right, we're going to start off with my Peter Venkman toy, and you can see the thumb is missing, and he's kind of gross and dirty, so I think first thing I'm going to do is give him a nice bath. So I got a nice thing of hot water with some dish soap. He's just chilling, gonna soak there a little bit. And I use this toothbrush to clean. I always put X's on this toothbrush because I have accidentally grabbed an old toothbrush and used it on accident in my mouth. So, and if your wife does it, it's even worse. All right, so he's nice and clean. Originally, I was going to just cut this hand off and maybe do like a robot hand, but then I found this arm from this little robot kit that I got at Tenacious Toys for a really good deal. And I thought, this is a great donor bot, and I think this arm will look pretty sweet as kind of a robotic arm. So I was thinking I'll just heat this up with a heat gun, and then the arm popped right off. I'm going to snip these little nubs off so that it sits closer to the body. And you'll see here, that's going to work out really nice. I like the feel of this. It has some articulation. I'm going to have to fill these gaps in later, but we'll deal with that in a bit. Now, I was thinking if I can get the body apart, I can actually put that socket that holds that arm in there a lot easier. But man, these old figures are really hard to take apart, and I cracked the shirt, so I'm going to have to fix that later. And then I actually deformed the top here, but I'm going to heat that up and fix that later as well. So now I've already started. Oh, yikes. Sorry about that, buddy. And so I just kept working and working at it, and I did finally get it apart. In the end, it wasn't a huge deal, but this will make it a little bit easier to paint now that I have all the pieces separate. There's the arm that I'm going to use. That's the old arm. Okay, this is the post that the robot arm sticks onto from the model kit. So I did trim it down. And you can see there's some little nubs and stuff there. So I'm going to trim off some of these nubs. I did a little groove in the plastic of the body so it kind of locks in a little bit better. And I'm just doing a little test fit here, and I think that's actually going to work really nice. It holds it really nice and tight, and then I can pop that on, and I get some really good articulation with the shoulder joint and the arm moving all around, so I really like that. Give a light sanding to the leg, primed it, and I'm doing a test run with the primer because sometimes these plastics don't stick that great. But then I got a backpack here. I want him to be kind of like a little traveler guy, but I don't love this ridge from the from his plasma blaster, so I'm going to take my little Ryobi grinder here and just sand all that off. Make sure to wear eye protection because little parts will fly in your eyeballs. That looks way better. Just putting a little bit of glue there, CA glue, and I'll just put that on, hold that there, and it looks good. Primed up the body, messing with some heads, looking at the Voltron. Nope, that's not going to work. Gundam, that was kind of cool, but it's a little too small. No, that doesn't work. That's from my 1M robots. This Star Wars Trooper head ended up working the best. I think I want to trim this down. My goal is to make it so it doesn't look like a Star Wars helmet. So by trimming it down, I was thinking maybe I could add some piping from this Gundam, but it's too rigid, and thought maybe this wire. But then I found the guitar string, and I like the ridges on the guitar string, but I need something for it to go into so it's not just going to holes. So I'm going to mess around with a couple things here. Drill a hole in the front, put some guitar string through there, and I'll loop it around the back. I think this is the right vibe that I'm going for. So I got some more of these little metal insert threads. I've used them on my last couple builds, and I think that's going to be a really nice place for the wire to attach from the front and go all the way around and kind of drop in the back and look like a mechanical piece that wire's supposed to go into. So looking at this string, it feels like it's a little too short, so I think I'm going to do a little bit longer piece. And what this longer piece is going to allow me to do is kind of sculpt and shape that guitar string into a really cool form. So Here I am just kind of bending that and trying to get it to maybe curve up and down and back in. And I think that looks pretty cool. So I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. And you can see I'm plugging into the back there. That gives it a really cool mechanical feel, I think. I've got this other little piece from the same batch of metal parts that some viewer sent me. I can't remember. It's been a while ago. But I was thinking it'd be kind of cool to add some components to the side of the head. So I drilled a hole, put that in there, and I thought that looks pretty cool. And then I was thinking, well, maybe if I do like an antenna coming off of that. So I added like this little end piece just to add some dimension to it because it felt a little flat, just the polystyrene tube. Or maybe that's like an acrylic clear tube. But then I thought maybe I'll do like a Boba Fett thing. So I took this little Gundam piece and I was like, it's way too big. It's kind of dumb. So take that off. And then I ended up just doing a little snip of scrap guitar string, and it adds a little bit more dimension. Then I had this great idea to add some more dimension to the helmet and put this little piece of polystyrene. I thought this looks awesome. And then, oh my word, I totally glued this on so crooked, it's not even funny. And then it stuck and glued so fast. I was like, no, you can actually see me hit the table. So I had to like trim all of this off and then sand the whole helmet down and then do it again. Now, the second time worked out a lot better. It actually was off just a little bit to the left, but I was able to take some sandpaper and sand the edge and kind of straighten it back out. So I think that's going to add some nice depth. Add a little piece of rod for the neck and just kind of looking at it, see how long I need that to be. This looks pretty cool. I'm liking how it's coming together. I keep looking at the helmet and I wasn't sure, so I went ahead and primed it, and I feel like it's stepped away from a Star Wars helmet and it feels more like a regular helmet. All right, for the little gaps in the robot arm, I'm going to use a 2-part epoxy called Magic Sculpt, and it's just a part A, part B equal, and you just mash it together until it's kind of like a putty, and it dries in about 4 hours, and you can kind of sculpt and move that around. So once that dried overnight, I went ahead and painted it this camo green, and through this paint job, I'm kind of thinking maybe like brown leather and then camo green. I'm painting the glove brown because I don't want it to be an actual hand, because it might be a little bit of storytelling there a little bit later. So going through and painting all the different parts. I was painting the backpack straps brown, but then I thought, you know what, let me try a green for the straps just to add some variety. And I went ahead and ended up moving forward with the green on the backpack, add some little details here and there. The helmet has these nice little panels, so I thought I can break these into separate colors, maybe a darker green and a lighter green. Now, as I'm painting this, I'm kind of thinking about this color scheme, and right off the bat, I'm feeling like it's a little too monochromatic, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that just yet. But the visor was originally just this little tiny black strip, so I'm going to go ahead and open this all the way up so it feels more like maybe like a Halo type fighter helmet. And then I went ahead and extended the black down into the mouth, again, just to add a little bit more dimension. I painted this thing copper, and I painted the hose copper, and I was kind of looking at it, and I love the copper on the hose. I don't really like it on the earpiece. It's just weird. So I went ahead with the darker green and covered that up, and I think that looks way better. And it actually helps the hoses stand out a little bit more. Paint up some little details on the shoes here. Paint up the shirt, maybe like a camo tan. Now, just by adding this yellow-orange to this strip really changed the monochromatic feel and added so much dimension to the helmet. Added some little stripes to the mouthpiece there. Went ahead and added that yellow-orange to the jumpsuit on the zippers, on the shoulder piece there. I'm going to add some to the arm. Not too much, but it really kind of pulled this whole thing together and gave it some really nice storytelling. Now I got to put this thing all together, and so I put my CA glue all around, and I had some problems. Just the fit was not quite right because I had so much heat on it, so I did have to go back and do some Magic Sculpt to fill some of the gaps, but I put some kicker on there to help the super glue set, but it kind of messed up my paint job on the chest. I'll show you that in just a minute. But while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and weather up the helmet. Just put a black wash on it. It was too clean, and you know me, I love to add a little bit of grime and grunge. This guy's been out fighting. He's fighting Professor Malcolm's bad guys, and so, you know, adding some water slide decals. Again, this is just part of the storytelling. I think it gives this guy a little bit more history and maybe a little bit more interest. Yeah, so here's the chest piece there. You can see where my fingers peeled the paint off. So I sprayed some of that green spray paint into a lid, and I'll just brush that on and kind of clean everything up. Doing a black wash over the rest of the body just to tie the helmet and everything together. Pat that down. I'm loving how this is looking. Doing a little bit of additional chipping on the arm there because I feel like the mechanical part of that robot would get a lot of wear and tear. Now the visor, I do want to look like a piece of glass, so I'm using that UV resin that I just showed. Carefully dabbing that in. I'll cure that with a UV light here in a second. I think I'm about ready to wrap this one up. This looks great. All right, this guy turned out really cool. I'm calling him ENDO. He is my hero in my story. So he's going to be kind of going up against Malcolm, Professor Malcolm. And the one thing that I'm wanting to do with this character is you don't actually know if he's an android or if he's human. We don't really know what's underneath this helmet. And so, yeah. Again, ENDO, and he's got a cool jumpsuit on. I think maybe some of his backstory is he's a mechanic, so he can really work and fix on robots and maybe rebuild and scrap robots from junk. So, yeah, I think he turned out really cool. Let's do some turnaround shots of him, and then I'll do one kind of final collection shot of all the robots that we got built so far. So, as always, it's a great day to be a toy nerd. Have a great one.